spend a stun, right?
Okay.
Speaking of which, all this telepathy cost everybody a stun every time.
Oh, okay.
Even if you can.
Correct.
So you take a stun.
For those telepathy things you had done earlier. I don't think you did any telepathy, did you?
No.
No.
So I guess
Earlier?
it's-
No, remember you didn't because you shot the guy instead.
Yeah. Including the one outside combat?
At the moment, we are concerning ourselves only with this one, okay?
Okay.
So,
I think.
and so, yes, when they are initiated. So, now, you will go first. You have jumped to, did you go to the doorway or did you have the structure of the device or
Yeah.
vehicle or to a flat spot on it or what?
Yeah, like, I mean, if there's something, like, on top.
Yeah.
Like, basically to the.
Yeah, no problem. You're perched on top of this strange thing. And so then, and.
I can view
right.
the situation.
Exactly, yes, you can. Okay, so then the next comes
But
in
this-
with you.
18?
This makes it. No.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
No? Yes.
what, you got a 20 and your,
So you're, okay, now, with this you have to go over.
yeah. So as a matter of fact, you got a 3 and a 13, so you have 2 levels of success.
Okay.
So that means you're in a nice balanced spot, right? You're not going to fall off anytime soon, so you're.
That's the one I work.
Okay, that's good.
See?
18, so with a focus of 6, that means I got 6.
In 16, so yes.
So 2.
Mhm.
So telekinesis will get me wherever I can get into this thing.
Right, I won't calculate the kilograms again, but you are going to have let's see how much.
Okay, right?
Yeah. Say that again.
So how did we calculate
Okay.
kilograms?
The way this works
This
is
is,
quite
That's
right.
not
So
bad.
well, we need yours as well because you're both.
Mm.
So what?
9.
So 1 level of success.
Yes, 1 level.
So that's 3 total. So same as before, 39 kilograms, and so
Yeah,
that's
so I
going
got
to
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Right, so yes, you walk a bit and then you're walking very nicely and now you're just
Through
walking
the
on
air.
and you're up into there. Okay, so then you are coming in with your 8, correct?
That's.
I mean, sorry, your 12, yes. And so your 12 is going to be just 1 success, but that will be 2 hits.
Minus 1 armor.
Minus 1 armor, correct. So that's going to hit him again, but it will not get through his armor. Finally,
So it takes 1.
he will actually, right, because
Yeah,
he will take 1, correct, yes. So, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes,
4. There's these right in the middle. Okay, so you are the best way I can put it is that he's doing his best to run defensively, right? So he's running around. But he really is not even sure what he is shooting at. So and you are translocating everywhere and all this stuff is happening. So I think his shot is between 2 possible targets because he couldn't quite figure out the best one. So this soldier is apparently very,
Okay.
Probably got something
Right.
hits,
Yeah.
but nothing else.
Okay, so that's it for that. Next actions.
Okay, I want to try to find something to hook me into this machine. I want to find out more about it. I want to see if I can move it myself.
Okay, that's interesting.
Can
Okay.
she use my knowledge of mechanics?
Yes.
Or computer?
I want
Yeah,
to
you would have
ask
to use
for that.
computer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't
you're
know,
going to try,
usually-
well, you have to turn, it's computer, you have to turn this freaking thing on and.
You said
Yeah.
explain
We will
more.
help you.
And it is the same technology basically. So
Mhm.
it's not like trying to connect to a Martian computer or something like that. So
Tell
therefore,
that to my dice.
yes, correct. Okay, so that's what you guys are doing. There's a computer and you're going to be,
That's
good question.
some kind of gear or
Well, your gear is being used, it's just a
yeah.
matter of the
So how
role.
do I use
You know what, it may actually be, give me just a moment to think about this. own, allergy, teleportation. This is, I'm not sure it's a psionic ability. I think it's probably willpower.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's willpower.
Okay.
You're going to have to endure the psychic shock of this procedure. Yeah. Okay, so we have you, and you shooting? Yep.
Is there something to throw?
Why, yes.
So you dismantle this thing.
Because I don't have anything.
Right. Well, no, there are plenty of weird little tools and devices and
Yeah,
things.
whatever I put it in.
Right. Hopefully it is not the one you. Hopefully it is not the one you need.
Yeah, I don't know.
What they-
Right. It's like I need. Hey.
Whatever looks like.
I wonder if there's like a RPG game that just because it's how it's worded and written, you can equip yourself and throw yourself right away. Not in this one, but I wonder if there's like a video who have expecting like
Everybody roll. Ooh.
Okay.
20.
Okay, 20 is highest.
6.
8.
Okay, so you're 20. So yes,
Makes
you
sense, yes.
actually do quite well with a with a 4, 14. Yes, and not a 24. Right. So perfect. So you are able to find the hookup. It's like, oh well, this is yeah, exactly here. So you are hooking her up, and so then the next to go is this fellow only gets a 6 because of his penalties. Actually, it's worse than it's a 6. It's dropped to 6-1, and then 4,
8.
8.
6.
You're next.
9.
Right. And so yes, and so you have hit him, and this time. I think so. Yeah.
It's like 12-6.
Okay.
So it's like,
Excellent. So this finally, you never really shot a hole through him, right? But he is, and he's not dying, but he is no longer able to keep going. You have basically knocked him senseless. Yeah, you have neutralized him. You know he's still alive. Okay. So and bleeding all over the place, and is right. Exactly. Exactly. And you're like this, right? And you're trying to process hive member, not hive member, but he was a hive member. Right? I know his number.
Yeah.
Right? What? Right. So I can see that. I can definitely see that. Okay, and now is when the dingoes come into. I mean, actually, the banging probably would have frightened them away. They're not stupid. My dingoes are not going to go running in to be just a stupid encounter. They hear all these shots and smell all the ozone and everything, and they're like, let's go eat these things some other time. Let's go find these things when they're asleep, and we'll eat them then. So they, for some reason, those howling things have not come back. So, so now you are being hooked up. Let's make that willpower roll.
Do I have to reroll?
No, let's.
Okay, it's a 6, and I have a 6 as a focus, so I
One level.
barely.
Right,
Yes.
you do not go catatonic.
No, but
But
ouch.
you're not, but you're not in great shape. You're like baffled by, you are hooked up, but now it's going to take a little bit of work. And you have access to these data, and the data, they are about things that you are not very familiar with. There seems to be some way to leave the world. This ship, he says it flies, leaves the world? It came or from, wait, what? Right, so you're really, I mean, these things that are organized like data that anybody could use, they're saying awful things. And you may want to consider that hostilities, there seems to be records of conflict that this was participating in of some kind. That's as far as you're getting right now. And you threw something, yes? And did you succeed?
So I have a throwing prior, so you have to have what?
3 or less.
Well, it's not.
Equally. If it's a prior, you have to have
Equal.
Three or
Right,
two.
sorry,
Or
3
or,
or less.
or
Yeah.
lower.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
roll 4. Right, so you did throw some tool of some kind, fortunately not one you needed, considering the roll, and so therefore, and you did not hit the guy. So, but let's close it here.
It was like 9.
Mhm. That's perfect for me. And I'm going to tell you a little bit now about what we do next in terms of points and things.
Just to recap, any use of psionic abilities would have
In this stuff.
a star.
Just the psychic, not the combat or
Correct.
or-
Yes, and it takes an hour to come back.
Okay.
So sometimes it will matter.
Okay.
Right, but I did not worry too much about it this time.
I think
Keep track of it.
I think I'm at 4. I'm not
Yeah,
entirely
that's
sure,
fine.
but I think I'm at 4.
Okay. So, here, I want to say that you will get 1 experience point automatically. Did you face a difficult situation? I think you did. And frankly, then there's that usual bullshit about, were you a good little role player today? Right?
Nope.
And so everybody is going to get 3.
Okay.
Now, here's what you can do with these things. Let me start with the most interesting one. If you make a cleverness roll, you can take something that you did during the session and invent a new ability. If you make the cleverness roll, it automatically goes in without any checks.
Mm-hmm. And that costs 3.
No, that's nothing. That's nothing. You get that automatically if you make the cleverness roll.
What happens if I don't?
If you don't, then you don't get to write it down, that's all.
If we fail, there is no.
You don't get to write it down.
So everybody cleverness?
Right.
Yeah, not clever.
Really? Okay.
No, not clever.
Oh,
Hey, you have one.
Okay, I will write it here. So if you have a focus thing, what do you?
Wait.
Like just like a focus prior and the unmarked. Like
Yeah.
what is it? Like when you have to go over and when you have to go under and when
Yeah.
it's equal. You know.
Can I tell you that in a moment?
Yes.
Because there's something else really cool here.
Okay.
You can invent an ability that you never learned at the Hive right now that's relevant to what you did or saw during this session.
Cool. Okay, so I take it that it was a success.
Yes,
I
you
don't
did. Yes,
remember. I
you
don't
succeeded.
remember what this was.
You succeeded in your cleverness roll.
Yeah. So I
So
don't know.
but now you can decide how your character has become more of an individual and has learned how to do something.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
they didn't do anything really.
I'm not so sure about that. Yeah. Anything about this. And it can be, that's the fun thing. These are completely customizable.
I mean, you talk that soldier out of the panic, and
Yeah, and anything. Maybe,
you
something
threw
about
a
being an
tool
individual.
that wasn't something we needed.
Mhm.
Like,
You made sure you were out of danger.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think if it's about becoming an individual or something, like it should be like really related to that.
Sure.
So I don't know. Like it might be nice though. It doesn't have to be nice.
Now Hannah is back with us, yes.
Yes.
I can feel it, I can feel that.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking a bit like something like ability to like temporarily like disconnect from anyone.
Ah,
Maybe. I don't know
see.
if it's useful in any
Oh,
way.
I'd say so, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I mean, like from whatever hive you're
Right.
in at the moment, and I guess at this point it's only like this
Right.
very small.
You could say self-isolation
Mm.
as a psionic ability.
Yeah.
Private search.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Psionic self-isolation, that's kind of
Yeah, that's the thing.
And so now we look at the points. Everybody has 3 points, and there's one thing you can do, or there's several things you can do. One is that you can take any of your unmarked abilities, right, including the one you just made, and make it a focus ability for 3 points. You can also take either focus or prior and switch status. So prior to focus, focus to prior is 2 points. In which case you would have 1 left.
And then it changes this.
Yes.
Well, that's good because I think that sucks.
I think let's change strength to focus.
So that's 2 points, correct? So you'll have 1 left.
I changed cleverness from prior.
You just realized what cleverness can do. You're like, oh, I want more of those.
Or
So
when
it
you
was-
say, when you say it like that, maybe.
No, I get it.
I feel like it will be very useful in the future.
Before I make anything, so how was it with this? Like, when is the summer?
Okay, yes. Here it
Before I
is.
do anything
Here,
now.
look, this is why I wrote this, okay?
Okay.
Focus. Roll equals or higher that number. It succeeds.
Okay.
Prior, though it has to be equal or lower
Yep.
to succeed.
Okay.
And when I say it, I mean d6 times d6.
Yep.
And then finally, if it's unmarked or untrained, it's called, you have to roll under the number.